developed during the second phase of the project. So our objective is to strengthen the role of the civil society organizations and the activists and increase their capacity in the EAP region to achieve three main objectives, like engage them, young leaders, young activists, young professionals in the policy making and policy dialogue, because sometimes we are misunderstood by the word activism, and we somehow think that like being an activist means always being against somebody. Being an activist means to build something, no matter of our politicians' capacities, like intellectual or psychological capacities. Like we have to meet them, at least try for the first time, the second time, the third time, try our best to build a dialogue with them. Because let's be very honest here, you will never find any average citizen of the EAP countries, like coming from the EAP country, who will be satisfied with the governments. Like we don't like them. And no matter how much they try, we don't like them. So our role as the civil society activists, the young individuals with the bright minds to build something, we should try and try to engage with them and put our input in the policy making. The second is to promote reforms and public accountability, which also requires our creativity and creative strategic approaches in building dialogue with the governments, and also having the research on the reforms to somehow apply a better perspectives on it, and also to foster local democracy and engage our citizens in the public dialogue. Our project is implemented by the international organization, a consortium led by the GGSI Limited, and our timeline is June 2021. It will last by the end of 2024. And we have several opportunities. I personally will be speaking about the fellowships because I am in charge of implementing the fellowships in my region. But we have many opportunities for the interested persons, starting from the capacity building activities, like civil society fellowships, civil society hackathons, which brings and unites the various people from various industries and fields such as civil society, organizations, digital, creative, design, from the field of design, many people who can be united with the idea of fostering local democracies and having our governments accountable, holding them accountable. Also, we have civil society networking and ad hoc support. You can apply to get the ad hoc support, which could also be the financial, by filling our application form on our website. Also, we have country-specific communication campaigns based on the priorities and countries' requirements, and analyzing studies, research, etc., etc., etc. I will be presenting a little bit more about the fellowships. This is the support for the civil society organizations, and actually from the young people, and not only young people in this case, from the civically interested and awakened young men and women coming from the CSO industry, who have the idea of bringing the social change and improving the situation and society in their countries. So you can, so they can acquire maximum 5,000 euros as the scholarship, as the individual scholarship, and then also our support like coaching, mentoring in various fields such as communication, networking, the storytelling, project management, financial analysis, and everything that will be needed for you to implement your individual projects. So we have some changes since 2020 because we, like previously we had one call per year. Right now we will have 2 calls per year and 40 fellows instead of 20. Right now we have no age restrictions, and as you may notice, I mentioned young many times repeatedly. Previously we had the age restrictions restriction by 35, but now like anyone can apply who fits the criteria of being civically interested person. We had some applicants like up to, like 60 plus, like who were aged 65, professors who wanted to implement their individual projects. So please advise on this opportunity to your friends and colleagues, regardless their age. We have two types right now: the community engagement, which is the typical fellowships implemented during the previous first phase. On the second phase, we have another type, civic digital kind of fellowships too, because in 2020 we all woke up in the completely new reality, and we realized that without the digital skills we cannot really survive. And we also thought that why not using these digital skills and competencies to achieve our objectives and to have like more engaged societies. And we will have to host per year. Community engagement fellowships, like I will very briefly say what's the difference between those two types. So it is, you can acquire the financial support if you want to do the following, like involvement in the policy making. It could be national or the local. For example, it may mean like you can, if you want to build a dialogue with the local authorities or the national authorities on the national or local level in the cities or the regions, you can apply and try to achieve your objectives through the dialogues or roundtables or conferences or the workshops, which will include those officials and NGOs, experts, young people, to hold everyone together and keep them accountable. Also, the collecting local evidence, such as research. So if you want to research your local authorities, like your public administration, city halls, ministries, and to find out how much money is distributed in which fields, and if you come up with the better ideas, this is the type of scholarship you should acquire and read. Involvement in monitoring and public administration, because like once our fellows do their research and they have some ideas, they have the opportunity to meet the authorities, the ministers, the presidents, and why not the prime ministers and to share their perspectives. And we do our best to facilitate this dialogue, as much as we can. Also, the capacity development of the NGOs and young activists themselves, because we have different needs according to different countries and industries, and so we want our beneficiaries to keep up with the standards and have the good storytelling skills, the communication skills to make themselves heard by the government as well as the people they are working with and working for. Improvement of CSO accountability and link to constituencies is also one of the priorities, and strengthening cooperation between the CSO is also very important, because in this field, we have to work together in order to achieve our individual and also collective and united objectives too. Civic Digital Fellowship is more an interest for the creative and digital people who want to engage in fostering democracies. It facilitates activists who work on technological solutions for community needs, such as the advocacy campaigns, who work on open data, making data more machine readable, and making data more available for the people, because governments must serve the people, because we select them and elect them to serve us. And this Civic Digital Fellowships helps the digital and creative ones to help us in achieving this. And also developing new digital solutions to make our society's lives easier. For example, I'm one of my favorite Civic Digital Fellowship project was about GigaMaps, and maybe Sultan will tell us about this a little bit more on a later stage, which helps the people disabled people in mobility. So this is the map that will help them find out where those people can access, which places, and also within these fellowships, young people can acquire the financial support to develop the websites, creative games, whatever. Like those are very like the different people coming from different industries with many interesting ideas. So I very much love this type of fellowship and looking forward to read more interesting ideas from this side. We also have the EAP hackathons. We will have 2 annual hackathons by the end of 2024, and it will bring together activists, developers, designers, those people from those industries to work together within the format of the hackathon. So we will have at least 10 solutions funded. And right now I want to talk a little bit more about the Stand with Ukraine Fellowship, because we all were like shattered, and like the word concerned doesn't really express the feelings that we felt because of the political developments that's going on in Ukraine, and we tried our best to help the way we could. So we modified the fellowships and launched the Stand with Ukraine call, like ad hoc and solidarity fellowships for the Ukrainian nationals or the other nationals, like the citizens from the EAP countries who would like to concentrate on the needs of Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. So within a month, we received 200 applications amounting to like 2.86 million euros. And we funded, supported 14 initiatives within the ad hoc support. And mostly our beneficiaries were asking for financial support, like to support the children, pregnant women, and somehow satisfy the basic needs of the people in need. Right now we have like 17 Solidarity Fellows selected, and this is not the final number. We are still some applications under the approval. Yeah, I will keep please give me 2-3 more minutes. So I was a fellow from 2017, and this fellowship helped me develop my very first research project, which was about Tbilisi City Hall. I collected evidence, researched the Tbilisi City Hall from 3 directions: youth, environment, and gender. Facilitated public dialogue. I met with the local authorities, even though it was extremely difficult to call them, to text them, to write the applications.